Callum Spring, and today I'm talking with Brian Frame, who's the MD of Rautomead, which is a customer of Reactech and a user of Safe Distance. So firstly, welcome Brian, and thanks for coming on the call today. Can you firstly tell me a little bit about Rautomead and what you do?
Well, Rautomead is an engineering company. We are based in Dundee. We have been here for 45 years. We design and manufacture continuous casting equipment and technology, which is basically machinery for producing copper wire and railway cabling as one of the applications. We melt metals and then produce a semi-finished product, which is then processed down. Main materials we process are copper and copper alloys, and also precious metals, which is gold and silver, and precious metal alloys there as well. We export all over the world. Pretty much all of our equipment is for export. We ship literally all over the world. Main market for the last few years has been in China for the high-speed rail links. And we do a lot of R&D within the building as well.
Okay, so you're a manufacturing business then. What was your biggest challenge following the COVID-19 lockdown?
Well, I guess as a manufacturing business, it's about how can you get everyone out of the building initially and still operate as a company. So we traditionally had everyone in the building. That's what we do. We had offices here, we had all the functions here. So we had to very hurriedly get everyone working from home. And we have a couple of IT related people more than IT gurus themselves who got us sorted out doing that. So we got everyone who could work from home was working from home. I guess the second challenge was actually working out what you were able to do. There was a bit of divergence between the UK government and the Scottish government guidance as to how manufacturing should continue. And we took a couple of weeks to be very careful through that. And then we invited a small skeleton team back to the business to try and continue some essential activities, servicing spares and then doing a bit of R&D. So the biggest challenge was actually organising ourselves around the whole new world that we were living in.
And I'm guessing your biggest concern was the safety of your people, was it?
Absolutely, that was why we said at the very first time was everyone who could work from, well, everyone would clear the building. That was the guidance. We managed to get obviously all the admin functions working from home, but doing manufacturing from home isn't generally as easy, especially when it's machines which are about the size of a house basically. So we actually just did nothing for a couple of weeks. We then had a couple of people in, and then we managed to organise it. So we got in skeleton staff. We've got 2 buildings, we've got quite a lot of space. So we were able to bring roughly between 12 and 15 people, depending on what was needed to be done. And we made sure that all doors were always open, social distancing was there, hand sanitizers, all the usual things that you were expected to do at that point, and still that.
And as you brought people back to work, and as you started to manufacture again, what were the limitations of the existing measures that you put in place, and has Safe Distance helped that?
Well, certainly Safe Distance has helped. I mean, we put all the normal things, we've marked off 2-meter distances, so that's in everyone's mind. We've got signs up, we tell everyone, we have sanitizers, we have all the normal things that you'd expect to have. We've continued to maximize the number of people working from home. We've continued to keep people on, anyone who was needed to shield or anything like that, who was vulnerable in any way. So we tended to have our young people in, and the Safe Distance product was, I actually heard about it in the way in the car. On the radio one morning, I think it was the launch, and it was on Radio Scotland. And I had been discussing a few days before about someone needs to develop an app that would, detect someone more than less than 2 meters away, and it can person their phone. And here out the blue, this product was being launched, and it was being advertised on the radio. So I remember the name Reactech, which took a bit for me first thing in the morning. And then I Googled it and then contacted the company straight away when I got to work. And then within a couple of days, we had ordered 19 units and a couple of base stations.
Fantastic. And has it helped to highlight any other improvements you needed to make in working practices, or or any other changes you need to make?
Yeah, we've done a couple of things with that. We very early doors we identified from the breaches, as it was called in the analytics, high areas of breach, and we had an area within our stores where we had benches that were on the margin of being 2 meters apart, but we were getting lots of breaches, so we changed the layout of the area to do that. We also identified if there was a couple of guys we knew were working that were getting high breaches, and we just got them to wear proper filter masks as an added protection. So the safe distance highlighted these things for us, and we were able to one, change a layout and then add extra PPE to the other particular instance.
And how receptive have your people been to using the safe distance technology?
Well, they're human beings. I mean, it's a thing that it helps to protect you, and everyone thought it was a good idea. It becomes a bit of a pain in the neck and it buzzes off, but that's a whole idea. I like that idea. It's quite annoying at times. It's there to protect them. Everyone recognises that. This is not a Rautomead issue. This is just a human being issue now that was to try and observe social distancing. And if there was a tool which helped people do that, everyone recognised that. So no, and apart from it can be a bit annoying at times, we never had any opposition to it. So.
How important is contact tracing to you and your business, Brian? Is that something that you would potentially use if there was an outbreak anywhere?
Absolutely, we haven't used it, and I hope we never use it. But I get the analytics every day, and I had spoken to some of the React Tech people about the basis of the contacts. It's recently moved to short burst, medium, and extended contact, which I think is in line with the trace and protect, the trace and track system. So we would use it, and we know how we go about it. So the tool is there, but as I say, hopefully we don't have a massive amount of overlap. I certainly take a close look every day at the analytics to see if anyone has extended contact with somebody else, and then maybe going to the word with them.
So it sounds like the analytics were an important part of the decision to use safe distance. Is that right?
Well, I didn't know they had them at the time, but it's been a useful one because, as I say, we've used it to change the layout. We've used it to instruct further use of PPE. We've only really had one instance that we had an extended contact between two people, and I was able to speak to the two guys and find out why that happened, and just say, if you're going to be like that, then make sure you're using masks to protect yourselves. So it's just an extra, it's an added tool onto the tools that we already have that everyone needs. So yeah, the analytics have been useful.
Did you look at a number of different bits of technology, or did you just go straight for the safe distance monitor?
You just went for the safe distance one because we heard about it, and it did what we thought it was, what we'd sort of envisaged it to do, and it has done that. So I don't see, I think there are other things, but I've only seen that by looking at the React Tech website. No, we didn't go looking for other things. The fact that it was a Scottish company made it an added extra for us. So, and I have to say that any support of it so far has been really good.
Excellent. Can you see any other aspects that you might use the technology for where you would benefit from monitoring and data management?
So I was thinking about this, and I would have probably said no, but I guess the one thing I would look at was if we were bringing back more people. For instance, if there was a move to bring the admin people back to work, which we don't have any plans, if there was, then we've already done a bit of a layout of where our current desks are, and we know which ones are round about the 2 meter mark or less. If we were people coming back to work in an office environment, I think I would certainly instruct them to use the safe distance, and that would be the absolute clear barometer that we could get to see how good our layouts are, and then we'd adapt our layouts to within an office environment to make it safer for everyone as well. So that we would use it if we were bringing more people back into the company. In the short term, we don't have that.
So, final question from me, Brian. If I was to ask you to summarise in a few words what you feel the strength of safe distance is, what would those words be?
I think it would be comforting, easy to use, and flexible.
Brian, I'm grateful to you for your time, and best wishes to you and your team, and stay safe. Thanks very much.